Conferences after conferences have taken place. Conventions after conventions have been passed. Resolutions after resolutions have been passed. But not much has been done. Now our Secretary General, the UN Secretary General says that words will not be enough, we will have to do something. I also appeal to the UN Secretary General, for you also, only the words will not do, you will also have to do your work, where you have also failed. Similarly, unless the rich countries, the developed countries, that they come forward and they support the program of for the developing countries or the least developed countries, I think it will be very difficult to achieve the targets. I'm sure for this also we need to educate the people. At the same time, the role of the people in this area also is very important, and I'm sure this library will help towards this thing. I'm very, very thankful to all the distinguished speakers who have come here, and we hope we have a reading room. I hope that all of you will be making use of this reading room, will come to this library and have today, interestingly, this library is without the books, because we are just laying the stone of the library. Okay, but I am sure very soon we are going to have number of books, important books, interesting books on various subjects. And so please come, use the library, use the reading room, and we shall be very happy. With these words, I would like to present 12 books of my books. Because I'd like to appeal to all of you after that. You also donate your books. I would like to first of all donate my book, 12 books, to the library. If 12 books are here, I would like to give it a token of this. But otherwise, please take it. And I don't want to waste any time. Please take it that I have given these my 12 books to the library. With these words, I thank everybody, and I look forward to your participation in our future program. Along with the library, the center which we have set up today will be organizing seminars subject on the various subjects, symposiums, seminars, roundtable talks and discussions. There also will invite the distinguished speakers, and I hope that all of you will be coming and participating in those seminars and all that. With these words, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. I think the books are on its way, so as soon as they arrive, you can present them.
Panelists, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for inviting me to the seminar today. It's a pleasure to be here at my very first engagement with the members of the West Bengal Federation of the United Nations Association. In the run-up to COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt next month, I appreciate this opportunity to discuss with you the existential crisis that climate change poses and emphasize the urgency with which we need to work to address this challenge. As two of the world's oldest and largest democracies, the partnership between the United States and India is one of our most consequential relationships. 2022 is a momentous year for the U.S. relationship both with the nation of India and with the city of Kolkata. This year, the United States and India are celebrating the 75th anniversary of our diplomatic relations, and 2022 also marks the 230th anniversary of our first U.S. President, George Washington, appointing Benjamin Joy to be the first U.S. consul to Kolkata in 1792. We continue to engage at the bilateral, regional, and global levels to deepen our cooperation on the issues that are most vital to our peoples. These include deploying clean energy, improving the health and growing the prosperity of our peoples, bolstering our security and democracies, and upholding a free, open, rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific. Each of these priorities directly and indirectly connects to combating the climate crisis. The impacts of climate change are already being felt globally, and it will only get worse. The climate crisis is exacerbating other global challenges like poverty and food and water insecurity. Droughts, fires, and floods driven by climate change are displacing millions around the globe. One only has to turn on the television or scroll through social media to see the devastation from natural disasters and extreme weather. Climate change is also giving rise to health crises as changing temperature, rainfall, and humidity patterns affect how infectious diseases spread. Climate change is making our oceans warmer, higher, more acidic, and less supportive of life. Therefore, this fight to keep rising global temperatures under 1.5 degrees Celsius is at the very survival is about the very survival of our civilization. For those who are podcast listeners, I strongly recommend one titled How We Survive for its excellent reporting about the task that we must undertake. So what is the United States doing about this climate crisis? Listening to Mr. Sharma and hearing about what the developed nations are working on and how we need to support, I will agree that we need to do more. And President Biden has made addressing the climate crisis a top priority for his administration. He rejoined the Paris Agreement on day one of his presidential term and set ambitious nationally determined contributions, NDC targets. The United States has committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions to 50 to 52% below 2005 levels by 2030, reaching 100% carbon pollution-free electricity by 2035, and achieving a net zero emissions economy by 2050. President Biden has also signed historic pieces of legislation committing hundreds of billions of dollars to achieve these targets, convened major climate summits to galvanize global climate action, and helped deliver critical agreements at COP26 last year. Let me highlight the Biden-Harris administration's key initiatives to tackle the climate crisis at home and abroad. Last year at COP26, President Biden announced the President's Emergency Plan for Adaptation and Resilience, also known as PREPARE, in response to the global climate crisis. Through PREPARE, the United States is taking a whole-of-government approach to help more than 500 million people in partner countries adapt to and manage the impacts of climate change by 2030. The President committed to work with Congress to provide $3 billion in adaptation finance annually for PREPARE by fiscal year 2024, the largest U.S. commitment ever made to reduce climate impacts on those most vulnerable to climate change worldwide.